and you guessed it, she's not just getting slammed by Donald Trump. Other calls are coming to shut down the Clinton Foundation.
Can you still assure the American people that the Clinton State Department maintained at all points an appropriate distance from the Clinton Foundation?
We have seen no evidence of any behavior, any relations with the Clinton Foundation that weren't completely above board.
It was pay for play.
She is thoroughly corrupt, and so is the Clinton Foundation. They clearly need to change the way they do business. They've indicated they will.
They're never going to stop.
Number one, they should shut it down. Number two, they should give the money back to a lot of countries that we shouldn't be taking and they shouldn't be taking money from.
If I were back to my old job as U.S. Attorney, I would probably indict the Clinton Foundation as a racketeering enterprise.
They'll just start some new process up all over again. That's all these people know how to do, is live off of other people's money.
We showed you Donald Trump's response to this latest news, but here now is Florida Governor and Donald Trump supporter Governor Rick Scott. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Greta. It's just hard to believe. As you know, I'm the chair of Rebuilding America Now, the Trump Super PAC, and we have an ad up that basically talks about this. She said they walked out of the White House broke. They started a foundation, and today they're worth over $100 million.
You know,
how do you do that?
I looked it up, and I wanted to know whether she's worth $100 million or not. And the range that we got was something like $11 million to $50 million, which is not. I mean, I'm not denying that's a huge sum of money, but everyone keeps saying $11 million. $50 million's a lot. $11 million's a whole lot. But anyway, I know that. I mean, there is. I mean, they gave a lot of speeches, but even that's under fire because there's one speech for $750,000 that Bill Clinton's getting heat for. So. I think it would be smart of her to sit down and answer some of these questions, and she will at the debate, I assume.
Well, and on top of that, they've acknowledged now that they're going to stop taking this foreign money. Why did they do it while she was Secretary of State? How, if it's corruption now, why wasn't it corruption before? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, today President Bill Clinton issued something from the foundation outlining the good that the Clinton Foundation has done. Do you think the foundation has done any good in the world?
I personally haven't seen it. I was talking to somebody the other day about Haiti, and they said he would not be welcome to go back there, but who knows? I don't know enough about exactly what the foundation has done. What I do know is they walk out broke, they start a foundation, and they're worth a lot of money. That's not, I mean, they're public servants. That's not how you become wealthy. You don't become wealthy as a public servant. They're trying to get this ad taken down that we have up right now. And we're continuing to raise money to keep this message up there because this is wrong, what they've been doing.
Well, let me bring the viewers in on this now because I'd like to have them vote at home on Twitter. Here's the question to the viewers. Should the Clinton Foundation be shut down? Tweet yes or no using hashtag Greta. We'll show you your live Twitter votes throughout the show. Governor Scott, so what should happen? Do you think it should be shut down? Do you think Bill Clinton should get out of it? I mean, what do you want to do with the Clinton Foundation? An awful lot of money there, and I imagine that a lot of it's pledged all over the world, and I imagine it's enormously complicated.
I think it ought to be shut down. They ought to do what they should have done before. They should give all that money back. They should never have taken money from foreign governments, especially government. I mean, look, they're doing it's governments that don't believe in what America believes in. They're governments that had contracts or doing business with the Secretary of State's office. That is wrong. That should never, ever, ever happen in this country. Here's why I support Donald Trump. He's a business person, never been involved in government before. She's a career politician. He's going to build jobs. She won't. He's going to destroy ISIS. She had her chance.
Well, it was John Podesta, who's chair of her campaign, issued a statement today, and he was going after him, saying that Donald Trump ought to release his tax returns. Do you agree with that? And among other things, ought to tell more about his debt to big banks. Do you agree with that?
Well, in my race, Greta, I release my tax returns. Every candidate runs a different race. I released my tax returns in both my races in 2010 and 2014. I know Mike Pence has said he's going to release his. Every candidate's different. I've completely disclosed my financial statements.
Is there a justification not to do so? And if he's just being stubborn not to release them, isn't he creating at least for some suspicion in a lot of people?
Sure. Look, the Clinton camp is going to try to change the conversation. All right? I mean, look, I put out my tax returns. Donald Trump has to make that decision for himself. But the election is about two people. a career politician who's never created a private sector job, didn't destroy ISIS, has the Clinton Foundation problems, versus a newcomer, somebody that's never been in politics before, that clearly believes in building jobs. If you listen to part of his talk he's doing right now, he's going to reduce taxes and reduce regulation, build more jobs. We want more jobs in this country.
And let me jab you a little bit. You just changed the conversation of whether you thought he should. So I'm going to tease you, jab you a little bit on that one. But here are the voting numbers. It's interesting. 88% people think that the foundation should be shut down, and 12% think it should go on, which is fascinating. Governor, thank you for joining us, sir.
Bye, Greta.